What's going on, y'all? In this video, I want to talk about why being fit and self-aware make your words hit harder. Okay. So what I'm talking about is when you're in shape, not even just in shape, bro. When you are in shape, but when you also are self-aware, emotionally intelligent, know who you are, your words tend to hit differently with people. So I do have a couple of little examples here for you, and I'm gonna break this down for you. It's gonna be a deep video, all right? So I was leaving Walmart yesterday, leaving Walmart parking lot, right? And if you're familiar with Walmart, you know how like when you're leaving a Walmart, people are always walking out the entrance, and you have to kind of like wait for them to go by. It's like a slow exit when you leave a Walmart. So I was leaving through Walmart, and I seen this dude. He was walking kind of from his car. It looked like probably a middle-aged white dude. You know what I mean? If I was to take a guess, it looked like he was about 52, 53, but bro's physique was on point. This was early in the morning, man. It was kind of it wasn't terribly busy at Walmart. You know, the weather was nice, man. I had my window down, and I seen him walking, man. And I was like, hey, brother, looking good. And I'm confident in saying that. I mean, I'm not hitting on anybody or anything like that. But I do that. I just naturally do that, man. If I recognize real. If I see somebody and I know that they working out, I call them out on it, man. Hey, good stuff, man. Keep going, bro. Hey, you're looking sharp, man. And so I gave him that compliment. He's like, oh, thanks, man. But dude really, really stood out. Like his frame was like an action figure, and he had the all white hair, some glasses on. He looked like a father of three daughters that he didn't put through college. That's the kind of look that he had. If that makes any sense to you. Okay, so I'm talking about like power of words. Okay, and why being in shape, why being a self-aware, confident individual, your words have more power. Like when I gave that man a compliment, like he couldn't see my physique or anything like that. I'm in the car, I got hoodies on and stuff, but even the confidence in me even saying that to him, that's that takes self-awareness. You know what I mean? For me to say that. Some people be shy, not saying that. Hey, that might not be your vibe. You might not be somebody who likes to give compliments to people or anything. That might not be how you operate. But me, if I see something, I'll say something. You know, you might be wearing a t-shirt that I think is cool, and I'm gonna point it out. And I know in doing that, there's a lot of power in that. You know, when you kind of validate somebody in a way, it makes them feel really good about themselves. So I wanted to share that example of the initial guy that I saw. And then that triggered something in my mind, man. It had me thinking about, it took me back to when I was 16 years old, man, in high school. I remember standing on what we call the smoking corner, right? This is when I was kind of like starting my little rebellious years. I remember it was the first day of school. And actually, I don't even think I was smoking cigarettes at the time. I don't think I was smoking at the beginning of the school year. But I was kind of hanging out with this crowd. And I remember, man, I had some brand new Air Max 90s on. They was like all white. I put a picture of it. I tried to find these, man, and I couldn't find them. So I had to do a little AI type thing for y'all, man. So I'm gonna put a picture up, but it is AI. I couldn't find the official ones, but they was like all white. They had the red on them, and I really wanted the all white and blue ones. I remember I wanted those so badly, and they didn't have them in my size, so I had to get these all white and red ones. And I remember standing on that corner that one day, first day of school, and there was this cat that I had known since first grade or whatever. His name was Anthony Oliver. If he ever sees this video, I know I'm Facebook friends with him, so I don't know if some way he'll get rerouted to this video somehow. But if he ever sees this, man, this moment stuck out to me. He came up to me and he said, "Hey man, them Nikes is cold." And this was the type of cat that he was kind of edgy already. You know, I want to say he was a year younger than me, but he was already edgy. He was already kind of in his rebel phase. He was one of those cats that kind of like was always fresh too. Always had some solid gear, whether it was his sneakers, his jeans. I don't know if his parents was rich or whatnot, but he was always fresh. So I remember when he gave me that compliment about them Air Maxes, man, how good I felt and how I can tap into that right now at 41 years old and look back on that moment. And I still remember it to this day. That's a deep moment right there. But it comes from him complimenting me on something and kind of validating my appearance and making me feel like $1,000,000. He doesn't know that he did that. He was just giving a general compliment. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't his intention necessarily. I doubt it. He was, probably 15, 16 years old. But I'm sharing that to say how that initial moment at the Walmart, the impact of me saying something to that dude, which I do all the time, it reminded me of the same impact that Anthony Oliver's comment gave me as a kid. How it can just light you up, how it just make you feel like, damn, I feel like $1,000,000 right now. And that's the reason I want to share these examples, man. I also want to read a little passage from this book called The Four Agreements. I talk about it all the time, but I wanted to share something very powerful from this book, and it coincides with the power of your words and how you can build somebody up with your words or you can tear them down. All right. Give me a sec. All right. I had to go grab my book real quick so I can actually read from it. I'll put it on the screen for you too. All right. The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create the events in your life. You can speak. What other animal on the planet can speak? The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It is the tool of magic. But like a sword with two edges, your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. So I wanted to read that little excerpt to you, man. That kind of, this is from The Four Agreements, all right, by Don Miguel Ruiz. I always talk about this book, man. It's powerful, bro. That's something in my beard too. I didn't even know. Um, and I highly suggest that you read it. I highly suggest you get this book. It ain't even that. It's not even that thick. Like, look how thin this book is, bro. Smallest book in the world. Make sure I show y'all. Yeah, man. Check out that book, man. But it talks about the power of your word, man, and how it can be used for good or evil. You know what I mean? You can build a beautiful dream, or you can build a living hell just based off of your words, the words you project to other people, and the words that you say to yourself. All right. So how does this tie into being fit and self-aware? When you're fit and self-aware, you're kind of a walking billboard in a way. You know, when you're fit, when you look good, when you have a solid physique, you know, it says to people, this person is disciplined. He takes care of himself. He values himself. You know, when you're self-aware, you know, you're aware of yourself at any given moment. You're aware of yourself in time, in space, in the moment when you're having a conversation with somebody. Okay. And when you say something to somebody, when you give them a compliment, it's almost like it's coming from a person that they view as someone who's solid, someone who takes care of themselves. So that almost like gives you like kind of like a status in a way. So if I say to somebody, if I work out and I'm in a tank top and I just came out of the gym and I say to somebody, yo, looking good, and I got a crazy pump going on, they gonna take that as like, damn, man, he's giving me that stamp of approval. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to hear this as, oh shit, I should start working out so this happens to me and I can give people a stamp of, no, bro. It all stems from you building yourself up. Work out, work on your self-awareness so that you can build up who you are as an individual. Man, woman, whomever, so that you can build yourself up as an individual. And what happens from that, the residual effect of that, is that when you speak, it has so much more power than if you didn't take care of yourself. If you look bummy, like you didn't care about your appearance, and you know you gave a compliment or something like that, it might not hold as much weight to it, is what I'm saying. Perception is reality. When people see you, they hear you, their thought, like, things come with that. They start thinking and seeing a certain way. So, what I'm ultimately saying here, I know I'll just be, I got a comment the other day that says I take a long time to get to the point, so I want to be mindful of that. But yeah, it's really just about, man, taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, when you speak, people listen. Your words carry more weight. I was at my job the other day. There's a girl that I work with. She's been working out for the past couple of months, taking her body pump classes and building her strength. And she had like a tank top on the other day. And I said, damn, your back is looking crazy. And she said thank you in the moment, but then she came back like 3 minutes later and she's like, Bryce, I just want to say, like, thank you for that. Like, I didn't even think that I was making any progress. And you saying that to me, like, really made me feel good about that. I was like, yeah, it shows. And it's not me doing it for my ego. I'm not like giving you a compliment to boost my ego. I'm giving you a compliment because I genuinely see the work that you're putting in. I know how me acknowledging that is going to make you feel about yourself. And that's what it's about. If you feel good about yourself, you about to work your behind off during this shift with me as my teammate, and we about to make some money. You know what I mean? So it automatically all bleeds over. Positive words, positive energy. And that positivity comes from you taking care of yourself. When you start getting in the gym, when you start building your discipline, you know what I'm saying? Your follow through with yourself. Start being more self-aware, developing a better relationship with how you speak to yourself. When you start creating that foundation within yourself, it bleeds over into your communication. It bleeds over into how you're showing up in the world. It hits harder when you say something. So it's almost like I want you to just be mindful of the power that your words have. The words that you speak to yourself up here. If you got a negative dialogue, negative inner critic, you want to start working on that because that's what you're pouring out to the world. You may not even know it. Your energy is coming out like in that kind of negative way. You may not even know it. Hey, if y'all getting any value out of this video and you want to dive deeper into this type of work, this type of understanding of yourself, self-mastery, emotional mastery, then book a one-on-one call with me, all right? The link is in the description, okay? If this video provided you with some value, please smash the like button. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos like this. Make sure you check out this video right here on the screen, and I will see y'all there. Peace.